Hello everyone, today we want to talk about top 10 Meryl Streep movies. Number 10, The Iron Lady, 2011. Director Phyllida Lloyd. Stars Jim Broadbent, Richard E. Grant, Susan Brown. In her twilight years, former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, Meryl Streep, reflects on her life and career as she finally prepares to dispose of the belongings of her late husband Dennis Jim Broadbent. Daughter of a Grantham grocer, she successfully broke through a double-paned glass ceiling of gender and class. Thatcher became the first female prime minister of the United Kingdom and remained as such for 11 consecutive years, until declining popularity forced her to resign. IMDb 6.4, Metascore 52, Rotten Tomatoes 52.
But we shall never give in to them. We shall never waver, not for a second.
Number 9, The Breeds of Madison County, 1995. Director Clint Eastwood. Stars Clint Eastwood, Annie Corley, Victor Slezak. A moving love story about a photographer on assignment to shoot the historic breeds of Madison County. He meets a housewife whose husband and children are away on a trip, and the film traces a brief affair that is never sordid, but instead one of two soulmates who have met too late. IMDb 7.6, Metascore 69, Rotten Tomatoes 89.
Human not to be lonely, and it isn't human not to be afraid. You're a hypocrite and you're a phony.
I don't want to need you.
What?
Because I can't have you.
What difference does that make?
Number 8, The Hours, 2002. Director Stephen Daldry. Stars Nicole Kidman, Julianne Moore, Stephen Dillane. The Hours is the story of three women searching for more potent, meaningful lives. Each is alive at a different time and place, are all linked by their yearnings and their fears. Their stories intertwine and finally come together in a surprising, transcendent moment of shared recognition. IMDb 7.5, Metascore 80, Rotten Tomatoes 82.
I know. It did take him 10 years to write.
Maybe it just takes another 10 to read.
Number 7, Doubt, 2008. Director John Patrick Shanley. Stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, Viola Davis. In 1964, the winds of change are sweeping through Sister Aloysius' Meryl Streep St. Nicholas School. Father Flynn, Philip Seymour Hoffman, a charismatic priest, is advocating reform of the school's strict customs, and the first black student has just been accepted. When a fellow nun, Amy Adams, tells Sister Aloysius that Father Flynn may be paying too much personal attention to the student, Sister Aloysius begins a personal crusade against the priest, despite her lack of evidence. IMDb 7.5, Metascore 68, Rotten Tomatoes 79.
This is not about my behavior,
No,
it's about
this is
yours.
about your unfounded suspicions.
That's right. I
Just
have
leave that.
suspicions.
It's not important.
I will decide.
Number 6, The Deer Hunter, 1978. Director Michael Cimino. Stars Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, John Cazale. In 1968, Michael, Robert De Niro, Nick, Christopher Walken, and Stephen John Savage, lifelong friends from a working-class Pennsylvania steel town, prepare to ship out overseas following Stephen's elaborate wedding and one final group hunting trip. In Vietnam, their dreams of military honor are quickly shattered by the inhumanities of war. Even those who survive are haunted by the experience, as is Nick's hometown sweetheart Linda, Meryl Streep. IMDb 8.1, Metascore 86, Rotten Tomatoes 89.
Huh? Stanley, see this? This is this. This ain't something else. This is this.
Number 5, Manhattan, 1979. Director Woody Allen. Stars Woody Allen, Diane Keaton, Mariel Hemingway. Director Woody Allen's love letter to New York City stars Allen as frustrated television writer Isaac Davis, a twice divorced malcontent facing middle age alone after his wife Jill, Meryl Streep, leaves him for a woman. Isaac is dating fresh-faced Tracy, Mariel Hemingway, a high school girl he knows is wrong for him, and begins to wonder if he and brainy writer Mary Diane Keaton, the mistress of his best friend Yale, Michelle Murphy, might make a better couple. IMDb 7.9, Metascore 83, Rotten Tomatoes 93.
Don't be so precocious, okay? I mean, don't be so smart. I'm 42 years old. My hair's falling out. I'm starting to lose some hearing in my right ear.
Number 4. The Post, 2017. Director Steven Spielberg. Stars Tom Hanks, Sarah Paulson, Bob Odenkirk. Katharine Graham is the first female publisher of a major American newspaper, The Washington Post. With help from editor Ben Bradley, Graham races to catch up with the New York Times to expose a massive cover-up of government secrets that spans 3 decades and 4 US presidents. Together, they must overcome their differences as they risk their careers. IMDb 7.2, Metascore 83, Rotten Tomatoes 81.
Was a war raging in Vietnam.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm not protecting Linda.
No, you got his former Secretary of Defense, Robert.
Number 3. Adaptation, 2002. Director Spike Jonze. Stars Chris Cooper, Nicolas Cage, Tilda Swinton. Nicolas Cage is Charlie Kaufman, a confused LA screenwriter overwhelmed by feeling of inadequacy, sexual frustration, self-loathing, and by the screenwriting ambitions of his freeloading twin brother Donald, Nicolas Cage. While struggling to adapt The Orchid Thief by Susan Orlean, Meryl Streep, Kaufman's life spins from pathetic to bizarre. The lives of Kaufman, Orlean's book, become strangely intertwined as each one searches for passion collide with the others. IMDb 7.7, Metascore 83, Rotten Tomatoes 88.
You're getting a little emotional, and you don't know what
I can't have him writing about me. I can't have all the people knowing about.
Number 2. Kramer Vs Kramer, 1979. Director Robert Benton. Stars Dustin Hoffman, Jane Alexander, Justin Henry. On the same day Manhattan advertising executive Ted Kramer, Dustin Hoffman, lands the biggest account of his career, he learns that his wife Joanna, Meryl Streep, is leaving him and their young son Billy, Justin Henry. Forced to raise his son alone, Ted loses his job but gains a stronger relationship with the child with the help of another single parent, Margaret Jane Alexander. IMDb 7.8, Metascore 77, Rotten Tomatoes 89.
And we talked then, and I read to women, and we built a life together, and we love each other.
Before we talk about number 1, please subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. Number 1. Sophie's Choice, 1982. Director Alan J. Pakula. Stars Kevin Kline, Peter MacNicol, Josh Mostel. Stingo Peter MacNicol, a young writer, moves to Brooklyn in 1947 to begin work on his first novel. As he becomes friendly with Sophie, Meryl Streep, and her lover Nathan, Kevin Kline, he learns that Sophie is a Holocaust survivor. Flashbacks reveal her harrowing story from pre-war prosperity to Auschwitz. In the present, Sophie and Nathan's relationship increasingly unravels as Stingo grows closer to Sophie and Nathan's fragile mental state becomes ever more apparent. IMDb 7.5, Metascore 68, Rotten Tomatoes 82.
Semitism, guide your own destiny, help you along, protect you in a manner of speaking so that you became one of the minuscule handful of people who lived while the millions died.